There is such a creature in the world. They were discovered by a few people, but it has not been confirmed to exist. We refer to this group of creatures as unidentified mysterious animal, unidentified organism referred to as Yuma. Hello and welcome to the Yuma video series. First of all, thank you for not confirming the hand dance bar. Strong support for the content of this issue. The South China Sea is a vast and mysterious sea. It is not just the Chinese nation, an important passage along the maritime Silk Road. It also carries a rich history and culture. Complex geographical environment. It became a place full of unknowns, and a treasure trove of challenges, attracted countless navigators, and the eyes of researchers, and the ancient legends and stories. It's even more fascinating. The theme I want to share with you today. From beneath this boundless blue. Chinese mythology and marine humans in folklore. Collagen? To teach people the right to teach or the right to overcome. It is often depicted as an image of a fishtail tattoo, similar to the mermaid in Western mythology. Preacher? Good at spinning a strange veil called petite. It won't get wet even if soaked in water. The tears they shed as they wept can be turned into precious pearls one by one. Beautiful and mysterious. Their industrious and kind character. It was widely circulated about teaching people about this creature. Currently, the earliest relevant written records that can be found derived from the myth written by Guo County, a writer of the Eastern Han Dynasty. Crown Novel Collection. Hanwudu Mingji. The book mentions this. 9,000 miles from the country to Chang'an. In Japan, people are 7 feet long. Seed of hair. Called the car of the West Lane. It is said that the elephant goes to the bottom of the sea to retrieve treasure. Famous in teaching people to be willing to shed tears. The pearl of the deed. Yukiju? This country here. It's the farego mentioned in the dry article. This country is located south of Chang'an, about 9,000 miles away. The residents there are 7 feet tall. Hair down to the heel. Westbound transportation. They were able to dive to the bottom of the sea in search of treasures, and stayed in the teacher's residence to get the tears that teach people to cry. Also called gas beads, although the glue used in the original text is the horn of the flood dragon. It can be taken into account that Tongjia in ancient Chinese, the phenomenon of the word young and the characteristics of the pig. This should be what we mean by proud. In Matter, written by Zhang Hua, a writer in the Western Jin dynasty, it is mentioned that there are contacts outside the South China Sea, living in water like a fish, at no time. It can also breathe out. In the same as the Western Jin dynasty literary scholars, Sandifu. Wudu's father said, "All shallow and curly flutes. Be generous and give up." Described in the gaze of Liu Kui, a post-Western Jin official, Shuiju Jiaoren also lives underwater. Su Chuanjiao emerged from the water. I once sent it to others to sell it today. All the Buddhas in the night. Teach people to come, abandoned by the master. Accident out of Zhumanpan. Left to the owner. Good day dies in the spring. Everyone sees the mist. This filial piety that Li Wenzhong will teach people to make. It's like the thin film in bamboo. And a more vivid depiction of teaching people. It is a kind of water that can live underwater. Amphibians that can also sleep on shore. And in the book Relics Visited by the Southern Dynasties, it is mentioned that Yangzhou has snake family, the desires of the world, and grocery delivery is handed over. Both first and foremost, aka full moment. South China Sea. All advance. Balanza? The starting price is more than 100 caddies. I thought it was better to float into the water. There is Longshao Palace in the South China Sea. All profits. Zioiu white as frost. The snake here refers to the market for people. They sell jewelry and sell it. The shame in it. Also called dragon sand. White as frost. Clothes made of this fabric are impervious to water. And where the glue people weave. Longshao Palace in the South China Sea. During the Three Kingdoms period. The little bird of falling memories in Kaoji's Che. Yuanjian's spirit return. Then Silinghua. Turbid horizontal muscle. Drama? Zhang Fuzhang of Guo Piyu in the Eastern Jin dynasty mentioned. Yuan Ke stared at the bottom of his eyes. Teach people to build officials Yu Liu. To the Tang and Song dynasties. Description of teaching people. It appears in some poems. For example, the teaching songs of Tang dynasty poet Li Che. Get to know the underwater foal, who hesitates up and down sideways. Qingshao literary talent is not edible. Night and nightlights flicker with moonlight. The whole poem describes teaching people to be industrious and upward. The character of the center of gravity. It's the author Li Che. I have a good feeling for the proud story in the mist. So here's another example. Song Dynasty Emperor Chen's spell to punish his father and brother said. Vegetation Heyo Hu Mountain Ghost Sutra. Juji is popular. Wu Kunzhong, the son of Li Ji's way of giving money in the Northern Song Dynasty. Teach the Dragon Burger. Hikebang Birthmark. The Southern Song Dynasty Zhou Went to Fly, written by Lingguai Zeta mentioned in Dai Zi Hai Du Along. About 11. Idle end covered with water. To see? Make people sigh and consider it a treasure. The meaning here refers to the Arab Empire. Said there was a dragon in the waters of the country. They spit out salty liquid when they sleep. It condenses into a solid. Obtained from collagen underwater. This is the most precious spice. It is said that teaching people to live in the South China Sea, and this story, seems to teach people the range of activities. It extends to the Arabian Sea. These mysterious and fantastical legends. It has made countless people proud and that distant sea. Full of longing and curiosity. And now with the expansion of human imagination and the development of technology, we will all be on new age electronic devices. Experience the charm of underwater exploration, the recency of cold mobile games, large version officially updated, the newly launched Shaoguang. It is a martial arts school with water as the core. They are the guardians of the ocean. Good at long-range combat? Use the beautiful sea pearl as a weapon. Encounter water as an arrow. Breaking the sea? Now you can follow in the footsteps of the tide. Take a look at the wonders of the sea, thanks to the underwater scenery. Among the monuments, descriptions and parables about teaching. There are many, many more. But in some poems of the Ming and Qing dynasties, teach people to use it to express a sad emotion. There is no relative description. Time has come to modern times, the most popular one on the internet right now. Reports of sightings of religious people. I mean in the early 1980s. A fisherman from our country, a scaly one, was caught in the South China Sea. A monster made of a mermaid. Very similar to the legendary Pride. Later, the body was found by an unidentified group. In the name of research, the fishermen were given some diesel fuel as compensation. Regarding this incident, I searched almost all relevant information websites, but no specific source has been found. And there is a record of this on the internet. There will be differences in details at some nodes. There are also many adaptations, so I don't think this record is reliable. Currently, about what kind of creature humans are. Most theories point to a similar to the image of the mermaid in Western mythology. But actually, teaching humans is fundamentally different from mermaids. First comes from this word. It's not uncommon in Chinese monuments, and the image is mainly divided into two types. One is to completely present the image of the fish, as said in the Shanhai Jingbaishan Sutra during the Warring States period. Absolute water. Smoke flows eastward in the river. One of the mermaids. As strong as its language. The 4 feet are as yin as a baby. Shameless disease of food. Crucian carp here. It actually means. Big mud means. The mermaid is a silky fish like a big mud. For example, in the Western Mountain Classic, it is said that Bamboo Mountain Dan water produces smoke. Southeastern flow into the water. Many of these waters. The mermaid goes east across the post. Or mermaid. A leaf is as clean as a foot. Born like a child. This year is also the year of the emperor. Speaking human language is Nepali. It's baby talk. And the legend. The mermaid used by the ever-bright lamp of the Qin Huang Mausoleum swims. It's also the image of a fish. In a room of young mansion in the Eastern Han Dynasty. Mermaid humanoid. Long-toothed fish can't eat pilly. Burnt fish dinner. There's Ogawa. Air comes out of it. Qinshai Huang is mainly high in mermaid species. Abandon this. Shidong Hai, Jintai Zhou Yuzi. There's Ogawa up here. The characteristics of the che in the middle are similar to those of whales. Especially, it reminded me of the image of the beluga whale. But the long ruler is calculated using the ruler of the Eastern Han Dynasty, about 24 centimeters today. And the beluga whale, more people live in colder seas. So it's kind of confusing. But the typing moon is not allowed to collect fire. Cite a 3-court prostitute appointment. Zhongyuan Huayao hightail lamp of Shiwang tomb. May have confirmed the truth about Huayao lamp oil. And another mermaid figure. It is more similar to the legendary mermaid. For example, the mermaid in Yunhai in Qiavanji. There is only one in the East China Sea. The big one is 5 or 6 feet long, as strong as a human eye. The mouth, nose, and palms are all beautiful women. Fearless. Flesh as white as jade. Phosphorus-free with fine hair. 5-color light and soft, 1 or 2 inches long. Sand in ponytail, 5 or 6 feet long. And in the Song Dynasty's hair said that during the detention, wait for the first time and worship Gor Yeo Wan Bo. Stop by the mountain. I saw a woman in the sand. Braised double blanket. Chicken ring chaos. No red after a week. The Slag Life Water Palace floats high in the water. On the order. The rich get water and nourish their wealth. Dare to fall in love. And the end. Mizumiya Yumu did not see this at sea. Za said this person and also can meet people. Aquarium. Human nature. The meaning here is, the minister of the Song Dynasty arrived at first sight, ordered to send Gaoli, rest at night under a mountain. I saw a rich man on the beach. Is wearing red clothes, open arms, hairline disorder, a little red-brown hair behind the elbow. He ordered the sailor to float it with paste. Don't hurt him. After the rich enter the water, he leaned back and said thank you. Thanks for leaving. The sailor said, I haven't seen anything like this at sea. Stuck to respond. This is a mermaid. Can have sex with others? A kind of aquarium. But it has a human temperament. In fact, in ancient books, most positive to the description of the humanoid mermaid is from the East China Sea, which is now the Yellow Sea. The proud are from the South China Sea. The first is the difference in living area. The second is to teach people's image and relationship with people. There is a fundamental difference. Everyone. You can read all the records about teaching people, including the description in the poem. We'll find that almost no record will really teach people. Depicted as a human head. Image of fish body. The water in the mist is like a fish. It just means that they will live in the water like fish. It doesn't say they really have fish characteristics. They can go ashore. Trade in goods with the general population. That at least means that the person has to feed. Although there are also records of human fish in the South China Sea, but it's more bizarre in image and behavior. It is mentioned in Li Taoyuan's Nanyu notes in the Qing dynasty. In stormy weather, there are sea monsters with red hair. Make contact. Achievers are also. Return to. Those who are male are sea monks. This is sea girl. Nu Wei Boho. Fire long helps the cloud without wine sea girl. Invisible mermaid. Here, describes a red-haired, long-faced mermaid in the South China Sea. The sea monster will float on the fish. The male is sea monk. The female is called the sea girl, can haunt ships, make it impossible to return. So fish. People pray before they go to sea not to meet them. I think teaching people. More likely, it is a matter of engaging in a certain special names for people in certain industries, like pig stompers. This theory, in the content of the first episode of the 8 Proud Abandoned Pigs, it's pretty clear. Zhangxian in Tang Dynasty, Zhu Wingxuan said that heaven is called a water monster. Treasures are also beautiful. Dragon Ratman Zhuang. Lives underwater. Plus, the intersection of the interlock pillar we mentioned at the beginning. Infer, it is very likely that the person itself should be written as the person. And speaking of ancient times near the South China Sea, people from Guangding and Guangxi, that can only be the people who live on the water. Indifferent. Northern Song Dynasty writer Chen Qidao's theory of sandal wood in the mountains. Zhou Ru is unknown and indifferent. When Sai Dao was exiled in Baizhou in the Song Dynasty, sitting on the iron for the mountain, speaking from the pool, every pig must be indifferent. Later, light protection ding is light ding. One king is mere. The words here are also weak. This point in the Yuan Dynasty Dao Zong Yi's Nangkun Chuo Zheng. Mentioned on the road. Guangding pig pickers. Mysterious fish demon. Sink in the sea for a long time. You have to look forward to it. Be noble and come out. Buried in the father of Yuan Zhuo Jiaolong. Compare with each other. It's called Wuden. Heideninden. The records of the Danes in ancient books, depending on the age. Slight differences in address and word usage. Like a vulgar. Support the family. Shuiden Mandan. Once the he family. Waiting for the boat, etc., etc. It refers to. It is the people who live on the water. As early as in the spring and autumn, historians, Zuo Kaiming's Mandarin and Cantonese, I mentioned a waterman who lived on water. but indifference really began to be recorded. It still began in the Western Jin dynasty, during the Sui and Tang dynasties and present-day Guangdong, Guangxi Fujian, Yunnan, and other places have the shadow of light names. In the Ming and Qing dynasties, their main area of life is only Fujian, He, Guangdong, and Guangzhou areas. The reason why I say light people could be an explanation for pride, because they have another name. It's called dragon burn or dragon tiger. For example, in Wang Sen's musical instruments of the Qing dynasty, silver naked recorded fish eggs. Oyster eggs can enter water. Repeat 2 or 3 days of dragons and tigers. The Ming dynasty scholar Chan Ruching said in The Strange News of the Divinities, "But people go by the sea. Take a boat as your home, or whip the water margin for the water blue. Take fishing as a leaf, the color of the water, and even the dragon residence. Therefore, it is called the Dragon Man." Shanten. Water mining Jurassic. If you say, the original word proud refers to the flood dragon people, then the so-called proud person is likely to be a pale person. It was mentioned in Zhu Yuzun's Dragon Master Guolong Yao in the Qing dynasty. Traffic people. The boat passed 10 miles and 5 miles, and 9 people left. So even if it is said that making friends is not a false name, that would be someone who works with refugees. I think. At least the image of teaching people circulating on the internet now. High probability, due to trade transactions or other factors. Cause people? Mermaid stories brought by Western explorers. Events and ancient records. It's smashed together with folklore. Especially the stunning mermaid of China. The sea mermaid and the mermaid of Western mythology. Although the image is not all the same, but there is a commonality of individual characteristics, enough to cause the legend to mutate. Of course, these are just some of my personal guesses. For teaching whether people really exist or have ever existed, it's still a mystery. In the magnificent historical picture of the Chinese nation, every era has its own unique style. As time goes by, many true stories, in the process of word of mouth, it was given a magical air, eventually formed myths and folklore, although not fully understood. But we can still get through these stories. Capture a dusty historical moment. Touch the deep emotional language. These fragments are like the marks of the straight bloodline. It's the foundation of our identity. Okay, the mystery of people. Leave a mysterious treasure in the South China Sea. The last sentence. The unknown is always greater than the unknown. That's the beauty of perfection. This video is here. Thanks for watching.